Welcome to Daily Rising, Ignite Everyday Excellence. I'm Joan D'Amico, your mental performance mastery coach, here to bring you daily mindset and motivation strategies to fuel your success in every area of life. Get ready to ignite your excellence with today's show. What would happen if you started owning every area of your life and everything in your life? If you held yourself accountable, responsible, and radically owned it all? If you stopped blaming others in situations, stopped making excuses for why things didn't go the way that you wanted, stop denying your part when something fails, what would happen? Your entire life would be different. Every area of your life would thrive in new ways. Why? Because when you take ownership, radically own it all, you have control. Now, you might not be able to control an outcome, but you sure can influence it. When you blame, make excuses, deny, you take away your power to influence a situation, to create impact on a situation. Now, I currently live in a house with a teenage girl on top of that, right? Now, I'm not saying that all teenagers play the blame, excuse, denial game. I'm not saying that all teenagers don't take ownership and responsibility for things, but a lot don't. But look at the adults in our world that don't radically own situations. Now, I want to share an example that happened the other day, a simple example that maybe you could see yourself in. And I want you to look at how things could have been very different by just taking ownership. And then I want you to figure out the different places in your life that maybe you're not owning something and change that so that you can have control. Right? Now, she went to a training for a job and she waited all day, shows up to the training. She's there on time. She's dressed the way she needs to be dressed. She goes in and then we get a call like 10 minutes later. She says, "You got to pick me up. I can't do my training today." And it's like, well, why not? Well, my paperwork's not done. So of course, immediately I'm like, well, why isn't the paperwork done? Come to find out, they had told her they were going to send paperwork, but they never did. They forgot for whatever reason, the paperwork never came to her. Now, is it her fault that she didn't do this paperwork that didn't come? I mean, not entirely, but if you put yourself in a position to take ownership of everything and figure out what's your part in it so that this doesn't happen again, right? We're going to use this as a teaching moment. Look, I know they didn't send you what they needed to send you, so you couldn't do what you needed to do. But in the future, if a situation like this happens again and you know you're supposed to get some paperwork, follow up, reach out a couple days ahead of time. Hey, I've got training at this time on this day. Is there anything that you're missing? Anything that you need? Verify, what do I need to wear? What time do I need to be there? Is there anything special that I need to know before I arrive? Right? By taking things that step, owning that situation, she would have realized that the paperwork wasn't sent, or they would have realized the paperwork wasn't sent. She wouldn't have wasted half of a Saturday to go to a training that she couldn't participate in because of this miscommunication. Now, again, I know this is a simple, very basic example, but how many times do situations like this come up in various areas of your life? How many times does something go wrong and immediately you're looking for everybody else's part in it? All the other situations that came into play. But if you can flip it, if you can own it, regardless of what went on, and radically take ownership, accountability, and responsibility for everything, everything in your world will change. Thank you for listening to another episode of Daily Rising. If you enjoyed today's show, drop a review and share it with your friends. Don't forget to check the show notes for a recap of today's message, along with valuable resources and opportunities to connect further and ignite your excellence.